5 Russian enlistment offices hit by arson attacks? Reports, The Moscow Times.
Here's a summary of the article.
As many as 5 Russian military enlistment offices have been set on fire since the start of the invasion of Ukraine, independent Russian media reported Thursday. In March, local residents damaged military enlistment offices in the Voronezh, Sverdlovsk and Ivanovo regions with Molotov cocktails. Young men subsequently detained in Sverdlovsk and Ivanovo said they sought to disrupt the recruitment campaign in protest of Russia's war in Ukraine. 4 days after Russian troops entered Ukraine, a 21-year-old set fire to the enlistment office in the Moscow region town of Luhovitsy. Russian authorities have clamped down on anti-war protests, including with newly passed laws criminalizing the spread of fake information about the military's actions. Russia launched its spring draft this month, eyeing a recruitment goal of 134,500 men by July 15. The Russian military holds 2 annual draft sessions, in spring and autumn, when it recruits eligible men aged 18 to 27 to serve for a year in the armed forces.
This post received a score of 9,100, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The spring draft goes from the 1st of April to the 15th of July. It will be interesting to see if the process continues to get disrupted. Young men unwilling to get conscripted into an unjust war could become a potent focal point of Russian resistance. A key part of stopping the Vietnam War was the various draft protests and draft riots. Turns out parents and kids don't like going off to die for no good reason. We need more arson resistance.
I remember reading somewhere that most military experts say that drafted soldiers are also pretty terrible soldiers. They don't want to be there, so they are less likely to take training seriously, worse at following orders, destroy morale, and will often sabotage equipment or try to escape.
Yeah, the U.S. military leadership is very much not in favor of a draft unless we're actually invaded and on our last legs, as I understand it.
Greater than unless we're actually invaded and on our last legs, as I understand it. If your own homeland is being invaded, I suspect there won't be any shortage of volunteers anyway, and the draft would primarily be to get people in with other skills to round out the vast support structure of the service.
Fun fact, the U.S. Constitution has a special provision for that case: beyond the declare war, maintain an army and navy. To provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections and repel invasions. Who is the militia, you may ask? All males, over 18 and under 45 who are also not in the military. 10 U.S.C. 246. So the general mobilization that we saw in Ukraine could happen here. But if we're actually being invaded, we're having some very serious problems.
The fear of friends, family, and people you see daily being harmed by a group of outsiders will be hell of a motivation. If we're being invaded, I don't see there being any divide. We have a ton of guns and people willing to share if it means not having a hostile takeover. Edit, meant to reply to person above. Reddit mobile sucks.
Let loose the rednecks with a bunch of scrap metal and gunpowder who needs funding when there are people out there just trying to have fun with explosives.
Greater than as many as 5 Russian military enlistment offices have been set on fire since the start of the invasion of Ukraine, independent Russian media reported Thursday. The latest incident took place in the remote Mordovia region Monday, according to the 7x7 news website. Molotov cocktails destroyed several computers and a database of conscripts in the Zubova Polyana settlement. The recruitment campaign in the local districts was put on pause, media outlet iStories reported. So they don't want to fight and die in Putin's war?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.